Hello everyone. Hello. I hope you all are having a good moment in your life right now as you're viewing this video. If you'd like to support me, I just ask that you share it. It's a bad time in the mukbang community. Lips have passed on, as many of you knew. I got a call from my girlfriend telling me he passed. And then she sent a text message to me this morning regarding Lip's husband killing him. So I took it upon myself, because I don't ever believe too much what people tell me. I like to make sure that I'm getting information on my own. So I contacted the Gwinnett County in Georgia, I believe it is, and inquired about it. Lip's husband's name is actually Cameron Hefner, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. So I contacted them and asked them if they had this individual incarcerated. She says yes. I said, well, what is he in there for? She said, well, I can't give you the specifics unless you could tell me why he's in here. And I said, well, murder. And she said immediately yes. Did not give me any more details. At this moment, of course, y'all excuse me, I'm turning and my camera is shaking. Of course, everything is alleged, because you're still innocent until proven guilty. We don't know the validity of why it happened, how it happened. And I know some people may say, y'all, I'm taking this off, y'all, for a second. I know some folks would say, well, it doesn't matter how it happened. But yeah, it does matter how it happened, because we don't know for sure if it wasn't self-defense. We just don't know. We don't have all the details. So it's kind of difficult to judge it. But the situation itself is still sad, because this little girl has lost both parents. Now, some may say, well, why were you so nosy? Well, when you've invested in someone and you could, and you want information, you want real information. You don't want fake news, old news. I talk a lot about domestic violence. In fact, I just did a speaking engagement several months ago at T-Mobile call center here in my local area. So I talk a lot about domestic violence. So I wanted to know for sure that this is something that truly happened. Now, nothing really surprises me anymore. It saddened me more than surprised me, because a lot of times we see people, even celebrities, we just assume that everything is okay, because we see the glitz, we see the glam. We saw Lips and his husband having a good time, but for my own personal reasons, I stopped watching them. Every now and then I would come across a video where I would see Lips in the video on his own, and I would watch him. But it was very rare in the recent months, that I've watched them together. And as I've mentioned, for my own personal reasons, I just didn't want to see the two of them eating together. So that's where that stands there. But once again, we always wish that we could have this, or wish that our channel would grow, wish that this could happen, wish that that could happen. But look at the results of wishing. Stop wishing for something that you have no clue of. I could get on here and I could act funny, wacky, quacky, but you don't know what's going on in my life. You don't know what's going on in my marriage, because I will never get out here and share what's going on with my marriage. It wasn't until I got a divorce from my last husband when I actually began sharing what was going on in our life, in my marriage with him, is when I began to share. Am I telling you I have a horrible husband? No, so don't get it twisted. Do we go through challenges just like everybody else? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. But I do know that I have a man who loves and respects me, and I too reciprocate the same. But it's just a sad situation that this has happened. It is truly sad. I didn't see any evidence of it. I didn't see any evidence of this happening whatsoever, with the exception of the one time that Lips pranked him. And I could tell that he could take it to the bridge. I could tell his husband could go there. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. We cannot get it all twisted once again when things like this happens, as if they're not regular people who don't go through regular things just like everybody else. They go through it. They go through it, and they go through it hard. And it's rough when you're doing videos and stuff like this, and you have to still get in front of a camera and pretend sometimes. They could have probably just had a knockout, blown out argument and had to get on there and act as if everything was all right. They just celebrated their anniversary, I think, a month or so ago. I can remember times I've had knocked out, blown out arguments with my former husband and went to work as if nothing happened. But I'm tore up inside. Don't let your situations get to the point to where you have to pretend in front of people. Find yourself someone that you could really talk to and share with that's going to help you. And if you ever feel at any point that there's a threat against your life, you got to do something about that. You got to get yourself some help. I remembered with my first husband, I used to literally sleep with a knife underneath my mattress because we argued so much. I didn't trust what he could do. So I slept with that under my mattress for a long period of time. Because you don't know what could happen in the midst of a knockout, blown down argument. You just never could tell what could happen. There were times he attempted to throw a TV at me, busting out plants on the wall. And it was extremely scary for me when he purchased the gun after a while for his protection. So anything could happen. Anything could happen. It could have been an argument where one person dared the other person and he snapped. You could tell that the guy, Cameron Hefner, Lip's husband, you could tell that he was a fragile person anyway. I'm telling you, when I used to look at the two of them together, it was very difficult for me to pay attention to him because Lips just stole the whole show. I shouldn't say stole, but he took over the whole show because it was hard to pay attention to his husband. His husband was just so fragile. He always looked nervous. He could hardly articulate himself. Could barely eat. So it's like, I don't even know why he was on there trying to do mukbang videos, because he could hardly eat, so the guy was nervous. We don't know what triggered this. We don't know if it was a sexual thing. We don't know if it was cheating. We don't know if it was jealousy. We don't know what it was. We just don't know. When I first heard he passed, I thought it would have been from complications from the heart attack that Lips just recently had. That's what I thought. And I know a lot of people may not want to hear this, but it's the truth. Your sin will cause some things to come upon you that may have not been intended for you. And that goes for all of us, including me. I am not exempt. Y'all, I'm holding this in my hand, so that's why it's so close to my face. I had to pull it down from the car vent, including me. Your sin will find you well. Look at Kenny Lattimore and Faith, Judge Faith. Look like the perfect couple. Looks like the perfect couple. But what's going on with them? They're in a divorce. They're going through a divorce. Megan Good and her ex-husband looked like the perfect couple. So stop looking at people. Stop looking at people, relationship, and wishing it was you. Wait on God to bless you with that special person. Wait on Him. Wait on Him to bless you with that special person. And never wish and aspire to have the relationship that anyone else has, because you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And for the most part, some of them could very well be doing well. But you don't know that about everyone. So stop wishing that this is what you had. Stop. So my heart and prayers goes out to the families on both sides, because it's tragic. It's extremely tragic. My prayers can't go out to Lips because he's no longer here. He is no longer here. So we could say rest in peace. But at the end of the day, we don't know what that peace is. So try to live your life for Christ. Try it to the very best of your ability. I am working on it hard. I am so working on my life hard. So you guys, as always, share this video. And as I've mentioned, you don't have to just take it from me. Contact the Gwinnett County Sheriff Department. I believe it's in Georgia, Alpharetta, if I'm not mistaken. But contact them. That information, just give them his name, Cameron Hefner. And I believe it's spelled Hefner. But just search it. Talk to you guys soon. Have the most amazing day. Take care.